There are two things that I'm noticing, and they're both actually two sides of the same coin. One, there are a lot of people whose identities are anchored in their productivity. Two, there are a lot of people who have confused moving on, moving forward, healing with maneuvering. And that's actually the one I want to talk about right now. Motion looks like movement, but sometimes or a lot of times, in the context of healing, you're just maneuvering around your mess. I think of it like this: how I deep clean a room, I pull everything out. And I mean everything. And it looks crazy in there. And then suddenly the crazy turns out to be an organized mess because I've created piles of things to work through. And you learn how to maneuver around those piles because you don't want to mess anything up. You don't want anything from this pile to get into that one. You don't want to knock anything over. And so you learn how to maneuver around it. And the longer you're in there, the more productive you feel, the more you feel like you've made progress because you're moving around, you're doing things. But in the and so with that, I started calling that going from living from the wound to living from the scar. You know, living from the wound, you're still seeing things through the lens of the hurt, the pain, the trauma, right? And then just like a wound, it heals into a scar. You can still see the scar that's visible. You remember what happened. But I got stuck in the loop and anchoring my identity as the one who healed, um, or the one who was healing from. I kept using the scar and what I've healed from as a reference point to my wholeness, as if it was justifying who I am. I'm the woman who healed from codependency. I'm the woman who healed from all these traumas of different things, seeking validation, all of that stuff, instead of just being the one who doesn't seek validation, instead of just being the one who's not codependent, instead of being the one who went through all of those things. Because, like a scar, whether it's on you, whether it's faded, you don't go every day making your choices based off of the wounds that have healed. You know it's okay to move through life with carrying the wisdom of the wound without actually referencing the scar. I don't have to live my life saying, oh, I've healed from this thing. I can just be that person. I don't have to use that as an anchor point, as a reference point. And it's so easy to get stuck in that loop. Like, we know the healing is never done, the work is never done, but there is a different way to do things. You always hear people saying, dig deep. I stopped digging because digging keeps you stuck. Instead, I will dive, okay? I don't dive in real life, but what I do know is that every diver who goes under with the intention of coming back to the surface and living their regular life. They don't plan on making a life underwater, no matter how deep they go. And they also know that not everything that they find under there is meant to bring back to the surface and be carried with them. Sometimes the most compassionate thing you can do is to let things go and move on. And that's not saying, okay, this never happened. You can keep the wisdom that you gained from it without anchoring yourself in that healing. It made sense to me. It still does. I said it. I said it on the phone, and they was like, huh? Because this man swore he had healed from his past relationship. And I asked him how he had healed from it, and he said going to the gym and focusing on work. Oh, so you've done treadmill healing. Okay. What you mean? I mean, you've moved forward, but where have you gone really? You can have a whole lot of motion on a treadmill and go absolutely nowhere. You've just maneuvered around the hurt that caused, which means you're going to cause imbalance in my life. So no, we cannot connect. And on top of that, that was the other side, but the same side of anchoring identity and productivity. Everything about them was based on external. The weight of their value, the heaviest parts of them was all their work, their money, all of these things. And it's like, those are the heaviest parts of how you hold your value. We're already imbalanced because that means everything that has the heaviest value to you can be taken away, who are you with that? Who are you without it? But you can't answer that question. That's it. This is long. I probably should have put this on YouTube.